Yo, hello, Genshin YouTube. So I didn't really want to make this video because I've been enjoying all of the Genshin Impact content that has been released in the last, I don't know how long it's been, last 2-3 months. Y- Raiden Shogun's story quest in particular, I really enjoy that. So I've been a happy Genshin Impact fan for quite a long time now. Um, Basically, ever since my rant on how bad the Raiden Shogun quest was, it's only been getting better, or the general gist of it is that because honestly I haven't been pulling on any of the characters that people have been saying are bad, like Yoimiya, but I did pull on Yae and I was somewhat satisfied with her, at least when I first pulled for her, and I got her fairly easy as well, and I got my official as well to C6. So it was a really happy polling session, and I pretty much conveyed that when I was polling. You can see that video right now, even though it doesn't have audio, I believe. So I'm a happy Genshin Impact camper. Now, some of the recent things that's been happening surrounding Yae, I have not been so happy about. And this isn't just to deal with Yae, it has to do with Hoyoverse and how it's been handling this. Some people have been saying that Hoyoverse has been handling this better than in the past because they're not just silent, because they put out this weird ass, not tweet, but this weird ass like announcement on what they did with Yae without really saying anything. And you can go read that if you want. I'll leave the link in my description, so you can just go see that for yourself. But needless to say, what's been happening with Yae is that when she was first released, she was kind of clunky character, and she still is, even after they fixed her in quotation marks in the most recent patch. But it didn't really fix her, and that's why people are so mad now. Not only that, it didn't really fix what she needed fixing in the first place, and that has to do with her kit in general. I myself am not like a big meta player, so it takes a lot for me to get mad about how characters work. Maybe if they're too weak or too strong, I don't really care about that. But I've been kind of being on copium regarding Yae ever since I got her. I was kind of doing the same thing as well with Gakomi, because I really liked how her character looked, and I kind of liked her story as well. So, and it turned out that Kokomi is actually a really good character. So that all worked out for me in the end. But that has not been the case with Yae. I have gotten her to 888. I've given her some somewhat decent artifacts, and she is doing okay damage. She is an okay character. But when it comes to the meta, you have to admit she is not the best thing ever, and that's fine. Not every single character has to be a good meta character, but it just feels bad to play her because you have to do this weird dance before you can do her ult, which doesn't really make any sense because it's just wasted time. It's literally like a nerf that she has to do her dance before she can use her ult, and then you have to do the dance again to get your E out so you can do damage. It's just a really big hassle, and it seems kind of redundant. So that's one of the main reasons why Yae feels clunky to play. And the other thing I want to talk about is how fast like the cycle of a new character, and then the hype train keeps building for that character, and then they release like Ayato, and then it just disappears because either the character is the strongest thing ever, or it just falls off the map in terms of like how much people care about them, which would be okay for like most gachas because that's what the cycle is like. But there is something really dedicated and really, really fanatical about Genshin Impact's fan base that I don't think MiHoYoverse really understands. They do a very, very good job of hyping these characters up. They give them the backstories they need. They have the like artistic talent to make them look amazing, and people get super hype about them. But when it actually comes to playing the characters in the game, the gulf between the expectations and reality can, I think, in the future or even right now, hurt the longevity of Genshin Impact's, you know, lifespan, because because characters are such a humongous part of this game that people get so invested in them before they even release. There's like Rule 34 hentai, like hundreds and hundreds of images of these characters being created on Rule 34 before they're even released. It's insane. So that's probably actually a really bad way of like conveying how popular these characters are, but you know what I mean. They are humongous in the minds of these, like, I don't know how old they are, but the fan base go fucking nuts over these characters, regardless of how they actually play in the game. But when they actually do get released, and the the reality of these characters and their playstyle, as well as their power levels, become apparent, then suddenly you lose motivation to play the game because your character has been fucked. They're fucked. If they're not as good as you expect, if they don't live up to the expectations of the popularity of the characters themselves, then what are you supposed to do in the game anymore? Because you either get on another hype train for another character, or you just play the game. And let's be honest, there is not that much game in Genshin Impact outside of the story. There is no end game, so to speak. So a large part of the hype and motivation to play Genshin Impact is to just get the characters. And if one of your hyped characters don't turn out as good as you believe them to be, in this case Yae, and sometimes even Ayato, because let's be honest, after Yelan was revealed officially, as well as in the leaks, all hype for Ayato just disappeared because he is not a good meta character. He's not the best thing ever. So where does that leave him in terms of the story? Well, he's got his story quest, and after you do that, where is he now? He's not in the game anymore. He might appear in the story quest or in an Archon quest very, very far down the line. Maybe in a month, in a maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I don't know how many months. He might appear again, but he's not relevant to the game anymore. It's just that simple. You can play as him, you can do a story quest, and then it's done. His life cycle in Genshin Impact as a force is finished. And that is the case with Yae as well. They tried to give her a fix. They tried to give her like her E a better targeting system, but it doesn't really work now because it just strikes the closest character, the closest enemy. And that enemy might be a shielded character, so it does literally 0 damage. A 5-star character does 0 damage unless you do some weird like Anemo or Pyro or I don't know what it is, some kind of elemental reaction. Yae by herself does nothing. Her E can do absolutely nothing at certain points in the game in certain situations. So people went from not that excited and hopeful for fixes to maybe give her some invincible frames on her teleports. Maybe like I don't know, just give her more damage or more functionality. That was the hope, and that hope has been dashed. MiHoYo might do something in the future, they might not, but as far as I'm concerned, they fucked up Yae. She is the most fucked up character in Genshin Impact right now, in my opinion, because her functionality is bad, her damage is so-so, she feels clunky to play. It sucks. And that damages my own interest in the game because I've literally just spent like, I don't know, I spent like 30 wishes and all, which is like not really that much. But it feels bad to pull for a 5-star character that I've been hyped for, and countless of other people have been even more hyped for, only to realize that she is shit. And I fear that in the future, if this keeps on happening, if people who are right now so excited for Yelan realize that she is not a good meta character, that she is not fun to play, then they will not be as interested in Genshin Impact in the future because they will be skeptical, they will be jaded of Hoyo versus behavior, and it just feels so bad. Oh my god, I've just been leaving you on the string, and if you just like type in Yae fix, this is what I've been doing for like last I don't know how many last 30 minutes. Yeah, fixed Yae, but this time for real. Yeah. So if you just go search this shit up, you'll realize how mad people are about Yae. And I myself have seen some tweets that people have quit the game because they've gotten their favorite character and they are no longer excited for the game. People got their Yungjing and they think Genshin Impact is boring now, so they just quit. Or they've gotten Yae and she turns out to be shit. Or maybe they don't think she's shit, but they're just not interested in Genshin anymore because they got their favorite character. And then they quit. The game's over for them. And I fear that will be the future for both, because of Yae, because of Ayato, because they're not good meta characters. It'll be the future for Yelan as well, because MiHoYo is just so, I feel like they're so concerned about creating a powerful character, of creating a good character to play, that they intentionally nerf it. They'd rather be on the safe side of nerfing them too much than not giving them enough power. That is how I feel about Genshin Impact's design decisions right now, and I'm so worried that in the future that they just won't make the game fun to play anymore. I I don't want to see shit like we need to sue Hoyoverse for this. People are pissed at Yae Miko's fixes. I don't want to see this shit anymore. I don't want to see people mad at the game. I don't want to see people mad at Hoyoverse because I'm so invested in this game already that I want this game to be still be a successful, popular game in 3, 4, 5 years. It's I gotta admit, a lot of it is like sunk cost fallacy. I'm so invested in this game, guys. Investing in this game as well as investing in the money I've put in this game, to be honest. So yeah, that's my rant on Yai. I think people are like talking about this, but I don't think people have really driven home how bad like having disappointing characters is, because not only the people who care about meta are concerned about this, because the meta is part of the game, right? Having powerful characters is part of the game. So if I don't care about meta, but I hear people shitting on characters I like, then that will negatively impact my enjoyment of the game as well. It sounds bad because you shouldn't like this shouldn't be part of my enjoyment, but it is, because I am tuned into the Genshin community on Twitter, on Reddit, on YouTube, on like not Facebook, fuck Facebook. But yeah, that's how I feel about the situation. It shouldn't Hoyoverse needs to take more care into if they're going to continue hyping up these characters, and the cycle of hype feels faster and faster now. As soon as a character gets released, the cycle for the next hype character immediately starts. They release the concept art for the characters immediately, and then the hype starts all over again. And the hype just keeps building and building and building and building until the character gets released. And either they're like the most hyped character ever, which is seems less to happen less and less often now, or they turn out to be just meh or complete crap. Like yeah, that's the reality. She's kind of a crap character. And Ayato certainly not in that realm of shittiness, but it kind of feels like he's already been forgotten because Yelan is just, let's be honest, she's hot and she seems to be a fun character to play. She's like the female Shincho. She can do a ton of shit if you've been looking at the leaks. And I won't talk about that anymore. So that's how I feel. Take it what you will. I hope Hoyoverse either tempers expectations in the future, which doesn't seem likely because, the game lives off of selling these characters. So they're going to just keep on hyping these characters more and more, which is fine because I want Hoyoverse to make money and put that money back into the game. But they've got to stop making these characters so fucking clunky. They've either got to be fun to play like Ayato, or they've got to be powerful like Ganyu. That's how you make this game fun. It's not a fucking competitive game. Make these characters fun to play. The end. This is Benchmark signing out. See you guys later.